We need to talk. What's going on, fellow Luminaries and Titan Nation? Well, back in on Lorcana Thanos, the Mad Titan of the Illuminary. No long intro today. If you guys could do the typical YouTube stuff, as always, that is super impactful. Let's get into the topic for today. As I said, we need to have a little chat. This is going to be a stream of conscious, non-scripted video where we are we're going to rant a little bit today. So, what am I talking about? So today we are talking about the lack of information regarding the organized play in Disney Lorcana. This has been a growing topic in the community from players on all levels, from fellow content creators. And I am extremely annoyed. So the big thing that everyone wants to first talk about is when Worlds. And I don't know. I have no idea when Worlds will be. There is speculation that the players know, but they have been forced to sign NDAs and cannot reveal that information. Regardless, at the end of the day, I think it is absurdly ridiculous. We know nothing about organized play. Talking about Worlds first is, I don't know what the play is. I think what they're aiming to do is to have a true unified global experience and have all the regions together. The problem with this is that this will not work because the other regions are going to be 6 to 7 sets behind us. The Asian market, Japan and I believe China, they just got the first chapter, and so I know the South American market is going to open up at some point. So where does that leave NA and EU? If we're that far ahead, the only way to make it work where all the regions play on a equal level is to either have the two regions that have already been play in some like restricted older format, which is not what they're going to want. They're going to want to play with newer cards, which obviously, or you fast track production on the prior sets to get the other regions caught up, which then you might price people out of the game from that standpoint. My thing is go ahead and have a Worlds where the NA and EU players who battle through the DLC and championship season can go ahead and participate and get rewarded for their effort. On top of that, you have a ton of people, whether they are Lorcana fans, Disney fans, people who just want to experience being at the first ever World Championship for Disney Lorcana, who want to be a part of that. As someone who is from Orlando, yes, there are somewhat relatively cheap ways to get here. There are ways to get to Orlando. That being said, obviously Orlando has a ton of hospitality. Orlando is a tourism town, obviously. And so there's ways to get here. If you're trying to stay on Disney property, going to the Walt Disney World Resort is not cheap. People need time to buy tickets because if they're coming, they're going to want to go to the parks, which means they have to get park reservations. Why that still exists, I have no idea. Universal doesn't do it, but you're going to have to get tickets, which are not cheap. You're going to have to get park reservations. You're going to have to get hotels, which are not cheap, especially if you're staying on property. Even at the value resorts, Disney is trying to get money, obviously, and reservations have been down if you follow Disney news. So, you got to give people time. And this applies to the DLCs, which we're going to talk about. People only have a certain amount of income and PTO time, and they need advance notice to be able to, if they want to attend these events. You can't tell them like, hey, especially for DLCs, like 1 month from now, is when, here's the date for when tickets are and the event is next month. Like that, you got to stop doing that. That was a big gripe I had this past DLC season was I have to wait on getting travel arrangements to see if I even get into your event, first of all. And then by that point, then I'm a month, maybe a month and a half out. And then it's the rates are increased is the point. And the big problem that I'm having is that, it seems like, I don't know if it's lack of planning or, Ravensburger is just unaware of what they're doing. I don't know what the problem is, but there is a problem with this game right now. It seems like they're very focused on what's in front of them, and they can't handle having multiple irons in the fire is the optics that it comes across as. And for those of you who are going to respond with like, well, they've been hiring a lot of new people, we should be grateful for what they've done for us. No and no. And so what? The other TCG companies hire people all the time. They announce products all the time. They maintain organized play. So why should Ravensburger be given any sort of a leash on this? The counter argument is going to be, well, this is their first TCG, it's the first year, yada yada yada. Again, isn't this team made up of people who have worked in the trading card game industry? And they are former players or players of other games as well. So wouldn't they be aware of how things function, having worked in the industry? And also, wouldn't a company probably understand that a lack of communication is not a good thing? Going to the DLCs, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that by this point in time, at the time of recording, this is April 24th. So I think it's ridiculous that we are at the end of April and we don't know anything about the DLC season for 2025. Is there even going to be a DLC season for 2025? Who knows? And that is extremely frustrating. Like, you are, simply put, Ravensburger, please listen to this part of the video. You're losing your player base. And I don't know if you're aware of that. Or if you are, you're not doing anything about it, which is even worse. People are going to say this video is coming across as very critical, and it should sound that way, because it is. I'm not sugarcoating anything anymore. I've been very nice this past year of doing this, and I've been covering this game since its initial announcement. So I've been doing this in various forms for a long time, talking about Lorcana, and there's still a lot of room for improvement, and I understand that, but going this long without any sort of announcements is absurdly ridiculous. Hey there, so real quick, if you're enjoying the content, if you could do me a massive favor, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And let me know down below what you think of the video. All right, back to the video. And, you got people who want to be a part of this game. You got people who want to compete, who are willing to travel, but you're not giving them a reason to, and that is a huge problem. When people ask the question, what is this for? Why should I play Disney Lorcana? And you can't give them a reason, that is a huge problem. People are going to other TCGs because they have an established organized play system. They are getting rewarded for their investment and their time spent on playing those games. And I'm getting into that same boat as well. I've been in the TCG space for 25 years. I have seen how all these companies do it. And, Konami has a lot to work on. Primarily, their big problem, the regional pricing is a complete joke, and the YCS pricing isn't much better. Konami needs to fix their pricing, and that is something my Yu-Gi-Oh players will completely agree on. But they at least announce events, and they at least have events. The European players, again, I know you don't get as much over there on the YCS levels sometimes, but at least you have events to attend. Pokemon has events all the time. Star Wars Unlimited is, that's a brand new game. But Fantasy Flight knows when to do events. I know they do stuff. Flesh and Blood does stuff. Bandai, as someone who has played a lot of Bandai games and who's looking to go play another one, unless things change with Lorcana, Bandai this is what blows my mind with Bandai on the TCG space. They currently have 6 games, and 6 that they are managing. And the Disney Lorcana team can't manage 1. And to add insult to injury, Bandai has another game coming out, making it 7 with Gundam in July. The Disney Lorcana team, you are dropping the ball. You're losing players. I keep seeing that locals are starting to dry up because there's no incentive to play. People hate this format. I have been very adamant and outspoken about the power creep in this game and where it is dangerously close to getting. You go from one tier 0 thing to another tier 0 thing, and that needs to be addressed. I don't want to get into a rant about that right now. I've done that. But outside of set champs, like, what's the point? And even right now, because of how much I hate this format, like, I'm not playing set champs. I know plenty of people in my community who are not playing set champs because they hate this format. And what's the point? Like, people are going to say, oh, because you enjoy the game. I mean, so what? Like, people want to compete and people want to travel, so give them a reason to. Like, and I really hope, like, Raina Jafar, like, helps fix this game. It's probably going to take until Fabled or Set 10 to, like, if hopefully course correct, like, the power creep and design element of this game. But if there's no organized play and a reason for people to buy your product, because I see your product on shelves all the time now, like, that doesn't sell out. Pokemon sells out, Yu-Gi-Oh sells out. I don't see One Piece sells out. I don't see your game selling out when I go to big boxes, especially. That needs to be fixed too. Like, you've got to give people a reason to play your game, to buy your product. And I think internally, you guys need to have a very honest conversation with yourself and try to fix this. And going back to the being critical thing, like, I do this because I love this game. I love the Disney IP. I see the potential in this game. I have always seen the potential in this game for the past 2 to 3 years of talking about this game, because it's been a lot, and I know where this game can go, but they're just constantly doing things to keep it from getting there. And quite honestly, if things don't improve, I don't know if this game's going to make it to they may make it to a year 2. I don't think they'll make it to a year 3, which is a shame because this game has a lot behind it. Ideally, obviously, I want it to go for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, obviously. But, unless things get ironed out, we're definitely not going to get that far. So, the Disney Lorcana and Ravensburger team, if you're listening, please fix things. Please give us dates. Please give us adequate time to be able to make arrangements. Please listen to the community and give us what we want. And I'll see you later. That's going to do it for today's video. Be sure to give me one of these. It's super impactful and helping this video find other Illuminaires such as yourself. If you like the Lorcana content here on the channel and you want to see more, tighten smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this video, and you can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at Lorcana Thanos, and I'm on Blue Sky as well at Lorcana Thanos. Thanks for watching, and I think you might enjoy these. And remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.